Hi, everyone, and welcome to this webinar where we will talk about modernizing work without any migration pains. My name is Rupa Patel, and I'm a product manager in Workspace on the Sovereignty and Compliance team. Later, we are excited to have Andrew Livingstone from StrataPrime join us to talk about how organizations are benefiting from partner solutions. Business continuity has been a consistent need, and now it's an urgent need. New regulations have been introduced earlier this year, OSFI in Canada and DORA in the EU, mandating operational continuity of business. Other regulators are following suit. We have seen outages from legacy providers are increasing, and the costs of these outages are heavy. For enterprises, 98% of organizations indicate that a single hour of downtime costs over $100,000. Over the past few years, we've heard from businesses and the public sector that frequent outages with Microsoft 365, especially SharePoint and Exchange, have made them rethink technology investments. As generative AI reshapes how work gets done, this barrier and interruption of productivity and innovation is one that will likely only worsen. Organizations need to know that their mission-critical tools, from email to storage to video conferencing, won't go offline at a moment's notice. They also want to equip their teams with secure, reliable, and effective communication and collaboration solutions without being locked in to a single vendor. Google Workspace gives organizations a competitive advantage with cloud-native architecture, built-in security, reliability, innovation, and interoperability that allows teams to collaborate seamlessly. It's why millions of paying customers bet on Workspace for their productivity and innovation. As IT leaders, reliable tools are a critical part of keeping your business moving forward.
That's why we're now offering two new cost-effective plans: Work Transformation Set and Business Continuity, that can help organizations minimize the impact of Microsoft's outages and break free from Microsoft's legacy tools to transform how their teams work. Work Transformation Set offers Workspace with industry-leading identity and device management solutions, one with Okta and Omnissa and another with JumpCloud, all under a unified competitive price, plan, and Google Cloud contract. Our business continuity plan is a secure and affordable solution that runs Google Workspace in parallel with Microsoft 365. It's designed for Microsoft customers that want to ensure continuity of operations. During an outage, teams can continue working with secure and compliant apps such as Gmail, Calendar, Meet, and the Gemini app without the need for migration.
It's time to escape the challenges of legacy providers. Single-vendor legacy platforms that require AI to be an extra cost and have security vulnerabilities. Workspace allows you to break through with integrated Google AI productivity apps and reduced attack surfaces. Many legacy systems and single-vendor platforms lock organizations into rigid ecosystems, which limit new technology adoption, introduce significant security risks, and increase operational inefficiencies. Work Transformation Set is a cloud productivity solution from Google Workspace that helps organizations accelerate individual and team innovation with AI, reduce security risk with zero trust controls, and improve business agility with an open, flexible ecosystem and simplified procurement for best-of-breed tools such as JumpCloud, Okta, and Omnissa. You can accelerate individual and team innovation with generative AI with natively built-in capabilities for all Workspace users. Teams can work smarter, from crafting custom reports in seconds to synthesizing new insights from data to even connecting more meaningfully in meetings. Workspace with Gemini is accessible from web browsers and mobile apps, which means that teams can work from virtually any device anywhere, while IT can keep data protected with built-in DLP, encryption, and compliance controls that help meet stringent regulations such as HIPAA, FINRA, FedRAMP High, and DoD IL4. Reducing security risks is easy. AI-assisted work rests on a strong security foundation, and data breaches often stem from software vulnerabilities or weak access controls. With Work Transformation Set, IT teams can reduce security risks and costs by eliminating the cumbersome and archaic need to patch desktop apps and on-premises software. IT teams can also enforce zero-trust access controls by giving users and devices only the access they need. Managing and securing mobile, desktop, and other endpoints also becomes simpler, including enforcing consistent security policies, deploying software, and tracking inventory. You can streamline procurement and reduce vendor lock-in with a broad set of ecosystem integrations and extensive supportive standards such as SSO, HRIS, LDAP, Radius. IT teams can easily adopt preferred solutions as their organizations evolve to avoid technology lock-ins and leverage the most effective industry solutions on the market to solve their specific needs. Now, goodbye hoping for the best, hello business continuity. In addition to security, Microsoft has also struggled with the reliability of their M365 cloud services. This means a direct impact on the ability of your organization to function. If Exchange Online or Azure AD is down, and it's not an if, but when, there isn't much that an employee can do. And just like with security, Microsoft's track record here is not stellar. Workspace does a much better job minimizing the impact of service availability incidents, offering full transparency to our customers. Unlike Microsoft, we provide up to 5 years of incident transparency across Workspace. You can see that data without even being our customer. Commercial users benefit from a 99.99% uptime. Employees can continue work with minimized disruption during an outage, as Workspace apps are web-based and can be accessed from any device, anywhere, without installation required. Familiar apps like Gmail, intuitive UI, and ease of use reduce user on-ramp and onboarding to productivity. Do what couldn't be done before, and at a faster pace with built-in AI-powered assistance for content generation, data analysis, and meeting management at no additional cost. With its ready-to-go configuration, Google Workspace federates with Active Directory, Entra ID, and other third-party identity provider solutions to allow organizations to natively view and edit Microsoft Office files with seamless syncing provided by partnerships. Google Workspace runs as a business continuity solution powered by partners with the ability to synchronize email, calendar, contacts, and more. Low-cost, flexible licensing options eliminate the need for full-scale, expensive migrations. Enforce zero-trust access and defend against identity-based attacks that can lead to financial losses and business disruptions with phishing-resistant two-factor authentication. Reduce compliance burdens by adhering to DORA and OSPI, which require business continuity operations. Workspace is FINRA, HIPAA, FedRAMP, and IL4 compliant. Unparalleled encryption and data residency capabilities help customers remain in control of their data sovereignty posture. Google Workspace enhances security, fosters collaboration, and drives innovation, empowering your organization to achieve its goals. In addition to our specialized partners, our new blog post is an excellent place to start. Embrace Google Workspace to unlock your organization's full potential and achieve more. I'm thrilled to welcome Andrew Livingstone, CTO of Strata Prime, a specialized tech consultancy whose expertise really runs the gamut across AI governance, streamlined migration services, and business resilience. Andrew, as a Workspace partner, you have both well-informed and lived experiences with enterprise deployments of Workspace and Gemini. I'm excited for the audience to hear how you've gone through that process. Would you mind telling us a little bit about your role at Strata Prime and what your company does as a Workspace partner?
Yeah, thanks, Ruba. I'm really happy to be here today. Strata Prime is a highly specialized Workspace implementation partner. We've been helping companies for over a decade, deploy, secure, and integrate Google Workspace. We also have a practice area that focuses on security, compliance, and sovereign controls for customer data. As CTO, my role in the company is to help customers through that design process and helping through the execution of their transition to Workspace.
Awesome. You work across several organizations spanning many industries. I'd love to learn more about what you're hearing from customers on the ground about how they're thinking about business resilience, especially in the age of Gen AI and agentic AI.
Yeah, definitely. So the occasional but prolonged outages that some customers are facing really start to have impact. And if you're an unregulated company, these outages have real cost impact. So you're looking for ways to mitigate that risk and minimize your downtime. On the other hand, we have these regulated companies that are being told by regulators that they need to have another solution to reduce their concentration risk, which is just having too many eggs in one basket. So across these two different groups of customers, regulated companies that are doing this because they have to, and unregulated companies that are doing it because they observe a clear need to do so, the reasons that they're evaluating Workspace are actually pretty common. And the first is that IT teams need to have a place to coordinate the restoration of service. So something has happened, systems are offline, the IT team needs systems in order to be able to convene a meeting, take notes, initiate a call tree, restore services, and that needs to have an environment to take place. The second primary reason for evaluating Workspace is the need to provide critical customer-facing services. So now, businesses are looking at our primary tools are offline. We need to continue providing services. The show must go on, kind of thing. And then the third is a little bit more security-oriented, and it has to do with security teams needing a place to investigate possible compromises of the production environment. And if you have a possible compromise, one of the prevailing rules of thought right now is that you don't want to be doing that investigation in the environment that you believe is compromised, because an attacker could see what you're doing and then creates more problems for you. So those are the three reasons across these customer segments that we see evaluation of workspace.
Absolutely. And I agree, the show must go on. So when organizations are concerned about business continuity, what kind of options do they have available to them?
Yeah, so when customers are trying to solve for BCP, they're really trying to solve for two things. The first is to provide the services that their business continuity plan has defined that they need to provide. So what services are we providing? So what tools do people need? And the second is backup. So how much data are they going to have in this environment? So when customers are looking to solve for this on their own, I kind of see two prevailing thoughts. The first is customers will look at third-party backup solutions. So I'm going to purchase a tool that's going to back up my data, and I'm going to keep it somewhere, and I'm going to restore it somewhere else in the event of an incident. And that's not really a continuity plan, because those systems are not always on hot standby. It can take days or weeks to restore the data, and you don't really have the resilience that is going to be required in modern days. The other solution is a little bit more messy, and it's the DIY approach. So in this case, the IT team is going out and procuring different IT solutions. So like a specific solution for video conferencing, a specific solution for document management and note-taking, a third solution for Gen AI, and then stitching those together to make this patchwork quilt of IT systems that can provide the business continuity solution. Now, this does work, but it is much more complicated. Each of those vendors has different procurement cycles, contracts to be negotiated, and as an architect, we often say that the number of integration points you have in a solution typically increases risk and cost. So these solutions end up costing more than if you had a single vendor solution.
Absolutely. And patchwork quilt, I think, is a great way to kind of assess the situation, in that you're slewing together so many different solutions to try and make it work. And, it really doesn't sound optimal. And we've heard the same pain from our customers, in addition to all the regulatory requirements that we've been hearing around business continuity. So that's why we really introduced these two new paths for Workspace. And when you think about the new business continuity SKU, how do you think that this SKU will help customers?
Yeah, I think it's just a massively simplifying proposition, right? So planning for BCP is complicated. You've got multiple services to provide. You're worried about providing data in a certain amount of time. And the Workspace BCP solution provides that all in one place as a single vendor solution, which ultimately will save customers time and money. But the other thing that we haven't talked about yet is the Gen AI component, right? And this is where I think Workspace is kind of raising the standard for business continuity solutions. If you've ever been in a business continuity event, it is highly stressful, right? Like something bad has happened where our primary systems are offline, and these poor IT people are convened and they need to sort of bring things back up relatively quickly. And they have this multi-100-page document, which is the business continuity plan to follow. The ability to put that into Gen AI tools that can help synthesize next steps, to be having conversations like this with note transcription and action items so that later it can be reviewed to see how good of a job we did, as well as providing people with tools that they know how to use intuitively because they used them before. This is the recipe for success when people are in this highly traumatic environment. You don't want to be giving them some tool they've never used before and saying, good luck with this document, and then holding them accountable. So this is where I see Gen AI kind of changing the game, and how this solution really brings together these important things.
Absolutely. There's so much potential for Gen AI to really help with business continuity plans and for support in case of an outage. So I understand Strata Prime is also a service delivery partner for Work Transformation Set. Could you tell me more about how you're partnering with partners such as Omnissa, Jump Cloud, and Okta to help bring secure, flexible, cost-effective replacements for Microsoft E3 that transforms how your customers work?
Yeah, so we're a full service implementation partner when it comes to Workspace and Work Transformation Set. So we're partnering with those organizations to be able to implement those third-party identity solutions alongside Workspace to provide that full comprehensive solution for our customer with another single vendor, in this case Strata Prime, providing the configuration, the deployment, and the change management around that.
So when customers are in this situation, how do you actually help them with their decision-making process?
Yeah, so the decision-making process starts with a total cost of ownership analysis. So when you're considering implementing Workspace and replacing a legacy tool set, we first want customers to understand the cost savings that they're going to get from that sort of project. So we'll help them understand, the full cost of deployment, the cost of the licenses from Google, and how this is actually going to replace the technology that they have. There's also going to be considerable business benefits that are coming along with this transition. So we'll partner with that company to help them understand the transformational business benefits that they'll get from Workspace, and then actually do a full technical design. So technical fit and ensuring that we check the boxes for compliance, security, and sovereign controls is top of the list for most CISOs. So we will do a full design for a customer so that they can see how the tools will be implemented, how we will align to meet and exceed their current security standards so that they have full confidence in the solution. The last part is change management. So this is a change project. So we have, change practitioners that will come in and design a change management and training plan to make this transition very smooth.
Absolutely. It's not just about the technical fit, as you mentioned, it's about security, compliance, and change management. How do you actually get your team on board to these solutions and being ready in case of an outage or disaster? So when we bring all this together with Workspace, you have a dependable, modern platform that's ready for the era of Gen AI. But what does this mean to teams?
Yeah, so the world around us is being reshaped by AI, and I think that's now coming to business continuity and to productivity tools. And I think that Work Transformation Set really helps customers by having a single vendor solution, which encompasses these tools that would allow them to replace their legacy environments, and doing so in a way that is going to bring them true cost savings and transformational business change. Like, companies need to be adopting fully integrated IT tools, and they need to be doing that in a way that allows them to maintain control and sovereignty over the data. And that is, I think, one of the biggest things that teams are going to get from this product.
Absolutely. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your perspective on how customers can plan for business resilience in the age of Gen AI. And thank you all for viewing. For more information, check out our blog post linked on the slide, and catch you next time.